James with OnlineCarShow.net. In this video, we're going to be installing the BMR rear tow rods in the 2018 Camaro SS1LE. So without hesitation, let's go ahead and get this video started. All right, well, I decided to install the BMR rear tow rods just to complete the 4 out of 5 links on the 2018 Camaro. Those that aren't familiar, I've already installed the BMR control arms and the upper and lower trailing arms on the Camaro. So this completes, the 4 out of 5 links there are in the rear suspension. So I figured to go ahead and do it. This is also fully adjustable. So if I want to, add tow or tow out or tow in for the drag strip, I can. Just helps you go a little bit straighter, add a little bit of tow in. They do seem a little bit lighter than the stock ones. It's billet aluminum. It's probably a little bit sturdier, less flex. I'll show a video clip here from the BMR website on some of the footage they had from the 6th gen Camaro that made me a believer in their product.
In the meantime, we have already started the testing process for our upcoming line of 6th gen parts. We mounted cameras under the car and filmed during all forms of driving.
5 links on each side of the 2016 Camaro's IRS. Upper and lower control arms, upper and lower trailing arms, and a tow rod. Compared to the IRS links from the 5th generation Camaro and other IRS-equipped GM vehicles, 6th gen links are very lightweight, but strength was sacrificed to achieve this. It's easy to see just how much the links can twist with just a little bit of force applied to them. The thin metal and open-ended design allows for large amounts of deflection. The factory rubber bushing is very soft and increases this issue. BMR Suspension's rear IRS components are built from heavy-duty materials with high-quality bushings and rod ends, effectively reducing or eliminating link and bushing deflection. You can easily see the difference in our twist test. There is no deflection on the BMR link whatsoever.
As you can see, the footage, the difference between the suspension components is pretty substantial. Driving the car with the control arms, the upper and lower trailing arms, I've already probably put 500 miles or so on the car since installing. Had no issues, and it feels a lot sturdier, more stable, and I can actually feel a difference with them there. So I definitely recommend this mod. I think each of these arms is somewhere, the pair of them for the rear, somewhere around $100. So very reasonable price mod. You do get, something noticeable out of it. I'm hoping at the drag strip it's going to decrease my wheel hop a lot. I have a drag wheel set up with drag radials I'm going to be running on the drag strip. The last time I was out there with the street tires, I had nasty wheel hop. So with all these components, I'm hoping to get rid of that. One other thing I'm looking at doing possibly is the rear differential bushing, if you will, from BMR. That's supposed to decrease the wheel hop out of everything the most, but it is a little bit harder to install, just to warn y'all. But go out, check out their products, BMRSuspension.com. They have really good stuff, and I've noticed a big improvement in the performance of the car. Now, before we get too far into the install, I want to go over the channel news real quick. As far as news, I do want to bring up the playlist, something I don't mention very often, and I probably should have. I have everything organized on the channel real easy on a playlist. Click the playlist button under my channel. You should get an overview of everything organized. Makes it a little bit easier to navigate, find mods maybe you didn't know were out there. But as far as upcoming stuff for the channel, we're still trying to get that race with Bubba Blue. That hopefully will be happening shortly. We've got the American Authority rocker arms, or rocker panels, I should say, that'll be going on the car this weekend. So there's a couple things in the near future coming up. Hopefully we'll get on footage, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Now, as far as events coming up in the future, the race this weekend unfortunately was canceled with West Houston Muscle due to the nasty rain and weather we've had this week. That track out there floods pretty bad. So the next race, I guess, with West Houston Muscle, and the second Saturday racing is going to be March 13th in Sealy, Texas. I'll put the flyer here so you can all see it. Please come out, race your car. Just come out to watch, enjoy the car meet, whatever you want to do. It's real fun, and highly recommend it, those that have never been. And as far as car shows coming up, there's a whole list of them. We got Texas 2K coming, I think, next weekend. I'll get some footage for that, and there'll be all kinds of pre-meets, after meets going on in regards to Texas 2K. So be looking for that on the channel. I am going to try to get out there and at least attend the event this year, and I'll try to get y'all some footage from that. As far as rants go, my rant this week, actually, I'm going to show y'all a picture here. My Mishimoto catch can. And the reason it's under rants, I know it's very specific, but it's actually kind of a big design flaw in my opinion. The Mishimoto catch can has plastic inlets and outlets, and what happens, I found with the the headers right there below it, which is good with the oil catch can to have a heat source nearby, so that's actually a positive. But the bad part is it seems like that plastic either heats up and shrinks or something happens, but I can keep snugging those bolts on it and they still come loose, and I get oil vapors out in the car, and I'm sure that's affecting the vacuum lines and so forth in the car. So I keep having to jack with that. It's kind of a rant this week I have. I don't know if y'all have Mishimoto, or if maybe y'all know a way I can replace those inlets and outlets with a metal line or connector. Let me know in the comments, please. So let's go ahead and get to the install. Now, as I mentioned, doing these tow rods, you already get a little adjustability with that alignment anyways on toe in and toe out, but this should increase the sturdiness. It seems a little bit lighter weight than what's in the stock. We'll see when we get it out, but a little bit better built. It's got aluminum ends, very nice machine work on it. The paint on it, of course, looks really good, but I'm hoping this with the other 3 arms I've already replaced is going to make a huge difference and help decrease my wheel hop. Can't wait to get these on the car. Let's see what we got. Inside the box from BMR Suspension, of course, with the tow rods. You have these tow rods with the, we're going to cut these off the inlets. And be careful because these little aluminum pieces will sometimes fall off on the back here. It's fully adjustable. What we're going to do is we're going to take the stock one, put bolts through it and bolts through this, and tighten it down, get it the exact same length as the stock one, and then I'll take it to the alignment shop, get them to make the final adjustments and so forth. Inside the box, of course, we've got, it looks like some mounting screws for it, bolts, some little plates, as well as instructions and terms and conditions from BMR. Not too much here. It looks like it's only 8 steps to get this done. I've already got the vehicle lifted and on jack stands, so we can knock off step 1 on this. Let's go ahead and get to the tools that are needed for the job. As far as tools, it looks like we're going to need 2 18mm wrenches, as well as a 19mm. Yeah, and two 19mm wrenches in the end there. That should cover you as far as tools. I'm going to apply just a little bit of grease on the inlets here, just because I heard somebody say that they get some clicking noise from it, is their only complaint on it. So I'm hoping you put in a little bit of grease here just to help the break-in period, etc. We'll see what happens. And if I do have an issue, I'll be sure to put it in the comment section, so be sure to check there in the video. All right, well, we've got everything organized pretty good here. I'm going to cut this open, get the necessary wrenches and tools for the job, and go ahead and remove the stock tow rod. All right, I did go ahead and do the other side, and I'm going to show you a shot here of the stock first, the BMR tow rod, so you can see a difference in the two. There was a pretty substantial difference. I don't think you're going to gain much weight gain. It is a smaller piece, but more rigid. Hopefully less flex. We'll see what happens. So to get this done, it's really easy. We're going to start with the inner bolts and take two 18mm wrenches, one on each side, and loosen it all the way, or take it all the way off. It is a little bit harder to get to the other side. You will have to come in from this side to get to it. All right, one side's loose. We're going to go ahead and loosen the front here and then remove the bolts. The BMR kit does have a new bolt you'll be replacing this one with, but you will need to retain the stock nut at the end, and we will be using the same outer bolt. Now what we want to do is put a bolt, or the stock bolt in one side, stock bolt in the other. Try to get y'all a better shot. We're going to put a stock bolt one side, stock bolt in the other, and we're going to put the BMR arms up to it and make sure it is the same exact length. Don't worry about getting them super tight just yet. The adjustment bolts, you can do that once it's on the car. And it was pretty close out of the box to where the stock ones are. You are, as I mentioned before, you are going to have to take them in afterward to get the alignment done anyways, and they're probably going to readjust this and fine tune it. So just to let you know, you will need alignment after this is done. So basically, just to show y'all what I've done here, I've lined up with the stock bolts where the BMR is versus, got it around the same same length, and I'm tightening down the lock screws on it. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and put her on using the new bolt in the back and washers included. Go ahead and pop her in. All right, lesson learned on that. Put the back one in first, then come back to the front. Now that we got the back on, bolt to the front. It should be golden. All right, this is a different size wrench than the stock bolts. You will need to use a 19mm to tighten these down. Well, unfortunately, the camera died on me there, so we're going to use the phone here for the rest of the footage. You want to make sure you screw in this bolt here in the back. We're going to torque it down pretty good. I would say 50, 60 pounds. That's maybe what it was before, maybe at 50. So torque it down, and we're also going to torque down the front about the same amount. Use a 19mm wrench. Remember, the back side of this bolt is on the other side, so you have to use 2 wrenches here in the back.
5 minutes later.
As I mentioned here, final step, we are going to need to take it in for an alignment at the alignment shop, and you want to make sure before you lower the car down that we securely tighten these bolts as good as you can.